What's going on, guys? My name is Weston Boucher. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. There's going to be new videos each and every week. So today I'm going to talk about how I go about trimming, shaping, and kind of maintaining the length of my beard. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to show you how much growth I kind of have right now underneath where I normally, cut it. And this is about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 nights worth. And yeah, I'm gonna go over some of the shavers that I prefer. Obviously, everyone has their own way of doing things, so if you want to leave any feedback, suggestions, just make sure they're constructive, because a lot of other people read the comments. Try not to just be a troll for the sake of doing it. But anyways, everything that I mentioned in the video is going to be in the description in terms of the links on Amazon, so you'll know the exact model if you do want to get the same trimmers based on the guide numbers that I tell you for lengths and whatnot. So yeah, let's start with what trimmers you should look for and why you want more than one. Okay, so although there's a lot of all-in-one trimmers out there, in my opinion, none of them, really pull it off. Like there's always something that's lacking when they try to do that. So I recommend going with one foil style shaver to get the really close shave that you want, and then one that's an actual trimmer that has a dial with an adjustable length, so you don't have a bunch of attachments you got to keep putting on. It just saves you time. And when you do this, in my opinion, the motors are going to be more dedicated to that specific task, or what they're supposed to design for, I should say. Whether it's wet or dry is not important to me. I'm not one who shaves in the shower, but these both are capable of doing that if that's of use to you. So I used to just get like basic trimmers, and I don't know why I was so cheap about it. Like I only want to spend 50 bucks max. And then I started to realize a pattern of how much money I was actually wasting. And so my advice is that you invest in getting a really good trimmer. These are actually really affordable in my opinion, because the thing is you're going to spend 50 bucks like maybe twice a year sometimes, because the lithium ion batteries and the cheaper ones go out. They're not as sharp and the motors aren't as strong, so you're wasting time going over the same spots over and over when you can just get it done, get a closer shave, and it's going to last for years. So that is my input on that. The reason that I have a trimmer and a foil shaver is it because you need this to adjust for obviously maintaining the length of the beard, and then you can also use on the actual foil shaver. It has a pop out, and that can be for getting rid of longer hairs when you go to first initially use the foil. It'll catch them easier if you do that first. So with the shavers too, you don't need to go spend the money to get the self-cleaning unit. It adds a lot to the overall price tag, and they can be cleaned just underwater really quick, and it's fine. You'll save a lot more money that way. Also, with the shavers I'm going to use during this video, I did a lot of research online in terms of unbiased reviews, and I'll show the link in the description too, so you can check it out for yourself. These are the top ones in terms of the overall rating and the value. So they're not just because I particularly like them, a lot of people do. So the first thing, like I said, you want to do is with the pop-out blade here, you just want to get all of the really long hairs, or just a little bit. I mean, they're not super long, but they're enough to where the foil blades aren't going to catch them. How do I gauge, the shaping, right? Years ago, I had no clue, and I looked up a YouTube video too, and what I found was just really simple, and it made sense for me. It's worked for me. It's like a 2-finger rule, and you basically go from your Adam's apple up to those 2 fingers, your index and your middle finger, and that is your gauge for like your line. It tends to just work anatomically. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's everybody's face, but it seems pretty great in terms of just enough to shape under the beard. Because when you go up to here, it's just a little bit extreme in my opinion. It looks like too harsh of a cutoff. I think this gradual look is a little bit better when it goes down and kind of just hugs under the neckline. So yeah, you do that there, and then from there you just work your way out to the corners of your jawline, and you don't want to go too far over, because when you actually see your face from a full profile, which you don't normally do unless you have like a mirror to check it out, it's a lot better when it wraps around kind of the jawline, your bone right here on each side, and that is pretty much it. And then here, this kind of tends to not grow in anyways, but I think it looks a little bit better. I also clean this up and just bring it in a little bit, and the same with up above on the cheekbones. I just kind of I cut up right about under where the cheekbone ends, and I just go up and keep that clean all week. Nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. All right, let's finally get to it because I'm talking way too much as usual. I should also mention, because I get a lot of crossover questions with my grooming videos, I do have a link in the description, and at the end of this video there'll be some overlays of other videos about how I style my hair and then also how I dye my beard. So that'll be in there for you as well. So you can see while I'm shaving, I'm obviously going in multiple directions to try and go against the grain with the grain of the way you know, facial hair always grows in all different directions. So you gotta have really good light, especially. It's so easy to just leave the house and realize later you're like, oh shit, like I have all these extra little hairs and spots. So make sure you have good lighting. And what's good about this particular shaver is it has a grip of foil blades, and so it just covers so much ground. I hate how long it would take me, you know, normally when I have the other shavers in the past I had, it's just much quicker. And between doing your hair and getting ready, I'm a guy like anybody else. I don't like spending any more time than I need to. So this will save you time. Okay, not bad. This is a super comfortable shaver. I mean, I don't know if you've used other foil ones in the past, but they can feel really abrasive. It feels so smooth and it just like covers so much in one swoop. All right, so now that I got kind of the upkeep areas all cleaned up, or I don't want any hair at all, I'm gonna switch over to the trimmer itself. And on the dial, this particular Braun model, I like to go between a 5.5 and a 6 for the bigger portions of the beard, you know, everything on that you see from the front. And then underneath, I like to drop it down to a 4.5 or a 5 to get these hairs under here, because I don't really like these to be long whatsoever. You can kind of see them dangling, you know, from your profile. It just doesn't look clean. So yeah, 5.5 to 6 up here, 4.5 to 5 underneath. And then any of the other areas of your beard that just tend to grow in thicker, like mine do right here, my mustache, everything else, sometimes I'll go over that with the lower setting I mentioned, just to make it so it looks like very evenly, you know, growing in and consistent from one side to the next. Got it on 6 right now. And you'll see, because I dye my beard, it's gonna actually get a little bit more silver looking by the end of this. You'll obviously notice that I'm going up and down. It's just like the rest of your face. You gotta hit it from all angles because the hairs tend to be wiry and go in different directions. You ever just stop and look in the mirror and realize the most ridiculous faces you tend to make when you shave? It's so bad. Sometimes Katie will walk in on me and I just feel like an idiot, but do you ever notice that, babe? Oh, great. What's that?
It's the same thing with girls putting makeup on.
I don't know if you can hear that. She says the same thing when girls put their makeup on, which is true. It's pretty hilarious, some of those facial expressions. All right, so it looks pretty even to me right now. I might have to go do a couple more passes here and there. It just, with this particular light I have, it looks like my mustache is a lot thicker and darker right there, but in natural light, it's just actually pretty even. So I'm just gonna go over a little bit here. There's a couple random hairs. And I also like to get kind of just under the nostrils, like these little ones, because that just, I don't know, looks kind of messy to me. So I will switch back to the Panasonic. For the sake of time, I'm not going to be that anal. You get the idea. So yeah, the next thing you consider, might want to consider is the dyeing process. Just because of modeling work I do, I have to look younger sometimes, early 30s or pushing into early 40s. So that's something you can consider with the link I mentioned. It's going to help even if you aren't graying, but maybe you just have patchiness with color or whatever, and it's just going to make it more solid and consistent. I also have another tip that's mascara related. If you don't want to do permanent, you're just you're about to like go to a wedding or something, you just want to look really on point, and you just have a couple patchy areas, maybe you messed up, and you can do that as well. It's waterproof. So what I like to do after I kind of get the cutting done, trimming done, is take one of these beard brushes with the fine bristles and just run it over real quick. It gets everything down nice and smooth, and this is going to also reveal any stragglers that you might have missed along the way. And it actually works really well compared to a hairbrush for just the sides of your hair, just getting everything to kind of flow in one spot because those hairs are so small. I like to do it along the back, neckline, a little bonus, and your eyebrows even, just like that. But you can see it's pretty smooth and consistent, and I'm telling you, like, my hair isn't that agreeable. It might look like it now, but it's pretty wiry, like if I let it grow out any longer. So that's why it's so important each week to kind of keep it tamed by doing the regular trims and grooming. Comment below with questions that I might have missed. I'm still going to talk about a few things, so don't go too soon. Hang on, let me check. Oh, and you're probably thinking, like, do you want to apply like a beard balm or a moisturizer of some kind? I've tried different beard balms, and I don't know, they just end up making my beard just look, I don't know, too oily, and sometimes I don't really like the scents of a lot of them. I've used this lavender infused, well, for the smell, emu oil, and this is part of one of the skincare videos I also have when I talk about what I use from overall body. And this can be used on your beard as well, but you just want to do it very sparingly. I mean, I'm talking about like smaller than like a little pencil eraser end, and just rub it together in your hands. You just get a tiny bit here. You can barely see, it's like so small. Because it's effective enough to just add a little bit of kind of sheen to it. And this stuff's amazing for your skin overall. You'll see there's so many health properties to it. And anti-aging stuff. And then I also, when I do my hair, I end up using my hair product, the residual that's on my hands. It's like a dry wax, and I like to run that over at the end. All right, so that is it. That is how I kind of maintain and shape my beard each and every week. Again, there's all the links that I mentioned in the description below, and these two shavers, all the info on them, these are the ones you want to get. I'm telling you, these are awesome. They're going to save you time, and it's an investment. Like I said, you will save money even if you spend a little bit more than you're used to. I will also shamelessly plug other things that I do offer that will hopefully improve your quality of life. And that is, one being some of the new ebooks I recently released that are fitness related. One is called the Year-Round Six-Pack How I Train, and the Year-Round Six-Pack What I Eat, and that just goes into what I do all year long to kind of maintain my physique for work, but while also doing it in a healthy way that's not too extreme, that can be a lifestyle change for you that you can carry into the rest of your life. And whether or not you model it is besides the point, but if you apply it, even 50% of what you learn in it, you'll see huge results, and you'll be able to enjoy your life still and not be hating having to measure and weigh food for the rest of your life. Even though I do that at certain points when I have to lean out a little bit more for certain shoots in a shorter period of time. It's pretty much something that you could just kind of take what you pick and choose what you want from it. It's going to work well for you. The other thing I do offer is resources for anyone who might be an aspiring model or want to get into the industry. How to Become a Male Model, the Ultimate Cheat Guide is one of them, and then Top 10 Instagram Growth Tips for Models and Influencers is another one that will really help you in terms of just getting your feet wet and getting used to what's to be expected in the industry, and everything from A to Z. It's like 47 pages. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, oh, the next video that I'm thinking of filming is actually going to be me going to my local barber and how I tend to get my hair cut. There's been a lot of questions from some of the other videos about the exact length and how the fade works and all that stuff, and I'm not really sure how to explain it perfectly, so I think my barber will be able to do that. And yeah, that's about it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. There will be probably on average, I think I'm getting around 2 videos a week now, but I'm going to try and bump that up to 3. So if that sounds like good news to you, let me know. I need your feedback, guys, for my channel to grow. I need your subs for me to have more time to invest in this. Every bit of feedback and help just towards encouraging me on this channel is going to really help it grow, and I can bring you better quality videos and be able to get to more videos that you suggest in the comments, because I do get a lot, but it's hard to do it all until I can really spend like a significant amount of time each week. Anyways, take care, guys. Thanks so much. I will see you next time.
When you're on tight.